Hello, once again, live from the Library of Graphic Literature comes In the Library of Graphic Literature. Yay! I'm your host, Wallace Ryan. Unfortunately, without the mysteriously and wonderful Luna here. She's otherwise engaged, and so it's left to me here to do a little quickie episode. Today's episode is basically a bunch of omnibuses and one big book, actually. So, first of all is this one here, Shiver as You Read. One of the great Atlas comic library books from Fantagraphics. It's funny how some of the best books coming out these days are still Marvel books, but they're coming out from Fantagraphics. And this one is great. It has all kinds of artists from Carmine Infantino to John Romita, Gene Colan, Bernie Kriegston, Reed Crandall. A who's who of people who would be the who's of the 60s. And the artwork, of course, is classic 50s horror / crime. It's sort of an interesting collection because they're kind of like horror / crime type of stories. These basically collect stories from men's adventures and what is the other one? Amazing detective cases. So these they're kind of neat. Like I say, I like these. I like these older. And I love the fact that they leave the ads in them. But yeah, I love the older stuff from the 50s. It's just has a whole different look to it and a whole different feel. Oh, look at that. Now, is that cool or is that not cool? So yeah, go out, buy it, enjoy it, and fall in love with the Atlas Library. Because God knows I have. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Now from that, we're going into omnibus territory. And the first omnibus up is one I have been waiting on for a long time. It's the Nam. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that wonderful Mike Golden cover. From Doug Murray, Michael Golden, and Wayne Van Zandt. I bought this, of course, because I was a huge fan of Golden, and it actually starts with some of the ones he did for, I think it was Savage Tale. These ran in, and it was sort of like a pre the Nam, and then the Nam itself. And of course, I absolutely love Golden's work on the first. I think he was on the first 11 or 12 issues, and when he was replaced, actually. The guy they replaced him with, I kind of grew to sort of like his stuff. I mean, look at this. That is some cool looking aircraft there. And I mean, to me, if you can draw aircraft like that, you're halfway there. And he does good choppers too. So yeah, this is definitely a book for you, especially for you war comic fans. To me, the Nam is like a lot of the famous comics from the 60s, the late 50s, early 60s, and into the 70s. What is called the War is Hell. The War is Hell movement of comics. But it's very, very well written, beautifully drawn, and it is a must. Anyway, speaking of musts, this one is one of the older ones I have here. By the way, oh, there. I'm missing there. Just have to make sure I angle this right, because with all the lights in here. This, of course, is the volume 2 of the Jamie Delanos omnibus of Hellblazer, John Constantine. And, of course, the stories with these are, as usual, highly disturbing, but very entertaining in a horror type of way. Of course, the artwork is top notch throughout it. This one here is, like I say, it's a potpourri of different artists here. Sean Phillips here, who later would become best known for his work with Brubaker. And let's see, who else do we have in here? David Lloyd, even David Lloyd, the magnificent artist from V for Vendetta. But yeah, definitely worth buying. I'm still, as a matter of fact, I'm still in the middle of reading the first one, even though there was a lot there that I had read. When I buy omnibuses like this, especially something that it's been a while since I've read it, I will actually start over again. So this one, let's see some of the other Dave McKean, Dean Motter, Tim Bradstreet, some of the other artists involved in this. But yes, definitely worth picking up. Dun-dun-dun-dun. And we're going to end today's with another omnibus, and this one actually is sort of from the 70s, but it's still actually one of my favorite periods because it's around the time that I fell in love with the Mighty Thor. Dun-dun-dun-dun. And here it is, the Mighty Thor Volume 5 Omnibus. No. I love this too. I love this period too because of John Buscema. Actually, his work in this is absolutely stunning. To me, of course, Kirby and Simonson are the two big giants when it comes to the Thor. But also, too, I do believe, for me at least, this was a one of the periods of time that I fell in love with. Len Wein was writing it. John Buscema and Joe Sinnott were working it. And this, I'll show you the very issue that I first bought. And where is it? And this is where the comic in which I fell in love. This was it. This was the comic that I seen on the stand, and for some reason it was just like, oh my god, that looks cool. And I bought it, and like, it's beautifully drawn. Great script. I mean, Len Wein, come on. How much better can you get? Now this one does continue into the very first appearances and work on the Thor by Walt Simonson, but which is good, but unfortunately it was inked by Tony DeZuniga, which I don't think did Walt true justice. It wasn't until he returned solo by himself that it really became something else. And this one too, actually, this Steve Englehart annual one, that was actually a favorite of mine. But yeah, all in all, particularly, oh yeah, and this was this was the first place I came across the Mangog series, because I bought the Treasury edition, and it just blew me away. Of course, the calendars had all the calendars. I was big into collecting the calendars back then. But anyway, this I'm not sure how much further I'm going to go into this, because I already do have the Walt Simonson collected Thor. So what am I to do? Oh, I guess everyone knows too, I'm wearing my Peanuts hoodie, mainly because yesterday was the 75th anniversary of Peanuts. Love Peanuts. And as it turns out, the 75th birthday of Michael Rutherford from Genesis. I even actually messaged him on the Genesis Facebook group, and got a like from him and Steve Hackett, which is pretty cool. So anyway, that's all the sort of the newer stuff for this week. But I did have actually something I was going to share with you, because when I got up early this morning and went to use the bathroom, of course, most times I always take a book to the bathroom with me, because I end up getting a lot of reading done there. Let me be serious. Anyway, I was looking around for something to quickly grab there this morning in my sleep deprived state, and I came up with Strange Tales. And in this volume, which is I do believe the first volume, is the absolutely amazing megalomaniacal Spider-Man. Without doubt, one of the the best, I guess, out of continuity comics I think that Marvel has ever done. I like this because he discovers that his uncle Ben was in fact a like a crooked cop and all that, and it makes him question his entire raison d'etre, everything. And then it shows him fighting villains till he gets sick and tired of it. And then he begins a corporation, Spider-Man Inc., where he has J. Jonah Jameson working there with him, and who he treats like absolute crap. But it's very, very, very funny. And still, to this day, one of my all-time favorite, I guess, multiverse Spider-Mans. Very, very cool. And of course, also in that is by Peter Bagge, is the Incorrigible Hulk. Peter Bagge, of course, still one of my favorite. I love hate and neat stuff and all that. And his Marvel comics, it's too bad he didn't do more of them, because they are very, very funny. The Hulk one I actually really, really like, because it wasn't. I don't think it actually even made it to print. But it's so worth looking up if you can find this. This has been one of my favorite sort of anti-Marvel books, you might call them. Oh yeah, and of course there was Strange Tales too, which once again has a. And the other cool thing is there are a lot of other great stories in this, just besides Peter Bagge stuff. There's there's an amazing story by Paul Pope, I think it is, in one of these. Dear Logan. But yeah, they're all they're really, really cool stories. These came from, I think it was 20, I'm taking a guess here now, 2015, and am I right? No, 2011. So I'm wrong. Even experts can be wrong sometimes. But yeah, Strange Tales, especially Peter Bagge, you can't go wrong. I still have a backlog of newer books, so I'm hoping maybe to get another episode out before this weekend is over. My election campaign for City Council here in St. John's, Newfoundland is almost at an end. Next week will be Election Day. They actually bumped it ahead. It would have been yesterday, but they bumped it ahead because of a postal strike. So I'm hoping that, I might be able to get in and help people out. That's actually my main motivation for going into politics, is a lot of problems and that with the city, and no one seems to be listening. But hey, I listen. That being said, thank you very much. I hope everyone has a beautiful day out there. And in the meantime, read some Peanuts. Experience the joy that was Charles Schulz. He was the best. Anyway, thanks for having me over. We love you completely and totally, and hopefully Luna will be back for the next episode. Okay, thank you very much. Bye. See ya. Okay, off.